know I talk to ladies like the expense of compared to the men. The guys like Keith got to wear a banana hammock and a pair of board shorts.
Yeah.
But you ladies, you have to have your hair, your makeup done, your tanning, your nails, your jewelry, your suits. I think I know how somebody say like comparing how men get ready is different compared to women. Men doing off season they spend more because they need more food like that.
Yeah.
Women, when it comes to show day, they have to look presentable because you have to bring this combination of muscularity and femininity, and that's tough to carry off because I know that society's view of women muscle is not very popular. You know,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Because go ahead.
No, you're right. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's all right. That's right.
I'm thinking you've hit the nail on the head too. A lot of people don't like it. Um, and a lot of people just look super surprised too. And when I first started competing too, I saw that you interviewed Rebecca Woody. She's a friend, and I was standing next to her in a picture when we competed in the same show a few years back. And somebody definitely said negative things about me because of my size. And I'm only 5'6", but I was wearing the heels. And she's not super tall. So I did look pretty huge just because I was next to her. But yeah, I don't take it personally though. I do me, and what you see is what you get with me.
Well, this is a quote from my favorite comedian, Bernie Mac. Said, "People don't like you, son. Fuck them. That's it. Because you know
Yeah.
what? You don't do this for them. You do this for you. But there's also that flip side. I'm gonna tell you this, Margie. There's that flip side. There's a guys like myself. We have a particular type of mindset. We are muscle purse mouse. We find y'all ladies intoxicating the muscle, the bodies. We get excited when we see you on the stage, y'all pumped and ripped. But you know what we also understand, some of us do, that there's more to it. There's so much work and determination and also a lot of education to be a bodybuilder. We have
Yeah.
here a comment from my man Damon J. Shout out to Damon. He said this: the Chicago Pro is going to potentially be a stacked show. Good luck to Keith and Tina Williams. Thank you, brother. Also, Damon says this. He says, cats and dogs are great animals to adopt as kids. Well, we never adopted dogs, and cats. We were coming up. We just they was come around the house and we keep them, and that
Just
was it.
keep
Because
them.
yeah, we're country. We're country. That's how I do it. So now that what thing I will ask you, what was the experience of your last show? What was the feedback from the judges?
Well, honestly, I didn't even try to get the judges' feedback. I felt like I wasn't where I needed to be, that I was still kind of struggling getting everything um, to really work the way it should with my rotator cuff. It was still smaller than my other side. And, so I just knew that, hey, it was a step in the right direction. So I'm just going to work and get better this whole next year. So that's really basically what I've been doing. Not much socializing, just mostly a lot of training and trying to eat well for the most part, with some cheats here and there, and just hanging out around the house a lot.
Well, that thing is, bodybuilding can be a solitary sport. It can be solitary lifestyle because you can't do like everybody else do. Like I've always talked to saying like friends change because you can't go hang out in the club all night, because you got to go to bed and rest. You got to go for
Yeah.
do your gym work and then go to your main job. You have to be on a diet. You like sometimes your friends might be eating. Like I said, you live in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep.
Missouri.
Yeah.
That's very
Missouri.
that's very known for barbecue. You and
Yeah.
now you get your friends out there having a party. They're having a party, and you say, "Yo, Margie, you want some of these ribs?" Say, "No, I can't have that. I'm right now.
Yeah.
Have me some chicken and the broccoli. I'm good."
Yep.
That's the thing about the process because
So true.
most people don't understand it because you're just it's not is the mindset of everyday people. It's not normal in consideration.
Yeah, and being a week out, I am skipping a party tonight, but my friends do understand. So I do have a good group of friends that get it. And Christina's part of that same group, so she would know. Christina Sutton, one of one of our mutual friends, is having a party here. But I have friends, that live across the street, and I don't even hardly get to see them because of this. So I do miss certain times of hanging out with certain people, just because of this schedule. But when you get really close, you're tired. You don't want to go out, and you don't even want to. So, sometimes. At the beginning of prep, it's a little easier.
Yeah, I could read it. Me, I'm at the age where there's no place really to go. I mean, anywhere because I'm gonna be 51 in a few months. I'm 50 now. I mean, it's not like when I was younger. When I
Yeah.
run around, did all things like. Then you get to the point, say, well, where's there to go? I mean, the places I know are closed down. Everybody who I know, I'm running to people's children. I used to remember they were in diapers, and it's
Yeah.
just not me. But that's the thing about bodybuilding. It's more give and take. It's a trade off for something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had concert tickets for tonight too. They were really for June, but the show was postponed. But I gave those away because I knew a week out, there's no way I'm going to have any energy for a concert.
Yeah, it'd be like people like, hey, well, there's music. Say, hey, hey, I don't want to. Hey, don't be bumping into me. Sometimes you get that hangry feeling because you might like want to fight. You love your husband Mark. You might want to choke him out one day. Just snap because you
You're
know
right.
what?
And Keith's not giving
Yeah,
me carbs, so that does make me angry.
yeah, carbs. Like that's the thing about it. Carbs is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
When ladies I talk to say, man, if I could, I would eat a bun all day long, but they can't because you're shooting for a goal,
Yeah.
especially shooting trying to get your pro card at this show. And I do so again. I hope they do have enough bodies where you can possibly place in because all you gotta do is win in your class. And you just do the overall. It used to be, I don't know if they're still gonna do it anymore because the last couple of years they were doing it where you get the qualify, you get your pro card, you can get invited to the Rising Phoenix.
They are
You got
doing
to
that.
still doing it? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw it on the website. I was just double checking the other day and I saw it noted.
Well, I know this year the Rising Phoenix they changed. It's no longer the Women's Bodybuilding World Championship. It was the Rising Phoenix Arizona Pro, but I think it's now just one show because Jake and I got anytime I mention his name, I gotta shout him out because what he has done for coming along and saving women's bodybuilding. I'm a fan of this man, Mr. Jake Wood, right here. Yo Jake, I want that money. I want that gun. Here hanging out with Melody Specco. He's the man who came and saved women's bodybuilding because shows were pushing it out. Got kicked out of the Arnold Classic. Got kicked out of the Olympia. So few opportunities to get to now. Even though it's coming back, but still it's not as was it was. It's not like it used to be back in the day.
Yeah, I've definitely seen it change just in the short amount of time I've been competing in general. So,
Yeah, and also if you look at the other divisions, how they evolved. Like if you look at you a figure, and
mhm.
if you look now, the bikini girls are looking closer like figure when they first
Yes,
started a few years ago. You look at the figure girls; they just had a couple of shows this week today for Olympic qualification to figure. And you look at the figure girls now; some of those girls look like they could be physique competitors. And then you look at physique competitors who are in bodybuilders, and now the IFBs and the EPC try to push this new division. Excuse me, called
yeah.
fit model. You know,
Oh, that one. I know why you did that. Never mind. I thought you were sneezing for a minute.
no, I ain't telling you. I like remember the old Iron Sheik used to go. I hate Hulk Hogan. Put it on him. That's how I feel like Iron Sheik. Class Iron Sheik. I just feel me standpoint is being a fan of bodybuilding, especially women bodybuilding. I feel like the division that might push it out a little bit more, where it's going to be harder for because it's a money grab to me. And I know it's a way. I know it's to get more attention to get more attention for bodybuilding, but why not really? Here's the thing: is when you have these divisions, when you bring divisions like bikini, which to me wasn't really part of bodybuilding, was brought in, and then it changed over the period of time. And you don't stick to the criteria that was supposed to be for that division. Now you want to create another division, which is just supposed to be like kind of like men's classic. And you look at the men's classic guys; some of the guys are just as big as the guy in bodybuilding, but they're a different look.
Yeah,
I feel you're just bringing something that's just going to be ending up looking like the thing that you was trying to change.
yeah. That almost seems like a natural progression too. I mean, people are working harder. They want to get better and better, so they're going to come to the shows with more and more muscle, and just over time, it happens.
Yeah, it's just a part of the process. I think that's the thing is, it's just either here's the thing I say to judges. Judges, y'all are the ones who have a lot of control. If you feel like if you look at the last Olympia, if you look at how you stack people like Sarah Vilgas to some of the other competitors now who she's the women's physique. You look at now, as you know, Cindy Gillow retired, and now they're gonna look like who's gonna be the next Miss Figure Olympia. You know, there's some possibles like Jessica Rabidia. There's Lola Montez. Also, you heard Missy Trescott. She's moving over. She's going to be competing, I think, in a few weeks in her first figure show. It's just that there's supposed to be a set requirement for that division, but they're not sticking with to any of it. They just keep changing. I think girl women say more be bigger, fuller, this and that. But if you get that bigger, fuller, you just gonna start looking like the division that you're supposed to be replacing.
Yeah, I mean that I think you're right.
Well, like I said, ma'am, I'm just this is just me. I'm just a fan, seeing from outside. So we have a comment from my man Damien J. Shot Damien says, optimistic about Tina Williams with that's great. Hopefully Keith will win his show. Let's I wish my brother best of luck. Now, you've been doing this for a while. Is there anybody in the sport that you really follow that you, other than my big brother and Tina, who you really admire or aspire, who inspires you as a bodybuilder?
Well, now I feel bad because I don't think I really have anyone in particular. I'm just impressed. Like I watch as many as I can. Like I don't have one person in particular though that I'm really focused on.
Well, I'm gonna tell you whose mine is. I know Keith already told you this one, and that is the lovely Miss Andrea Shaw. I just love
Yeah.
her. Yeah, I remember a while back. I told you a story. We talked to the phone. How
Yeah.
my big brother, he was working with her coach John, her old coach John Simmons, her and Tina, him and Tina, and he sent me this picture of Tina and Andrea together. And I said, "That's so cute. That's my fantasy." And then he seen a picture. He said, "Hey, you got a wife? What you do with your hair on my girl?" We used to argue about it. He's my brother. I love him, but he has his hand on my girl. But I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I'm cool.
I
Every
don't
now
think
and
you
then,
sound cool with it.
I let it go a little bit. But I'm the jealous. I get jealous because you know what? This is a true story. I always have to bring this because you know what? As my other guy says, if you get something, never do it for free. And often I said this a while back. A friend of mine, her name is Eunice. She owns her own company called Bad Rap. I'll send you a link and check it out. She's going to be in Tampa Bay Pro, open a booth next month. And she was at the Olympic back in 2023 when it was in Orlando. And she got me this issue. And she ran into Andrea. And
Ah,
this is what always why I say when you're good at what you do and you really, get people's attention, Andrea took the time out. This woman never met me. And she wrote in this magazine telling me, George, I love your support. She loves me. She loves me.
oh, so she's heard,
She loves me. I mean, I would love to have her on here. I know she's a busy lady.
and
Maybe I
it's in
do out.
print.
Yes, in print, like I don't know. I might act out if I get to meet, I might act like Sophia from the Color Purple, sitting you so long. I knew there was a God. I knew there was a God, but I try to be cool. I'm gonna try to be cool. We have here another comment here, and this is from my man here, Damon J. Shout out to Damon J. Stick it in here, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you're doing. He says, "Where did I want that money? I want that girl came from." Yeah, well, no. It's I want that money. I want that gun. If you remember the movie Training Day, where the part when
Yeah, I know that.
when after Jake shoots Alonzo in the butt, and he said
I remember that.
he's walking away, yo, Jake, he's trying to get that money in that gun. Also, here he goes again. A man says, "Fit model is grade A trash. You already know how I feel about it." Yes, brother, you feel about the same. But
Now
here's the
we all
thing,
know.
man. Here's the thing is, it's just about anything. It's the IPAPC, like anything's a business. They got to make their money some way somehow.
Mhm.
So when you're training, what's even do what you issue with your shoulder. What's that thing that you like to train the most? And the thing says, "Damn, I'm gonna do this shit today."
Well, I've gone through phases with legs. They used to be my favorite, and then they were my least favorite for a few years. But now I'm loving them again. And, I would say arms and back. I feel like because I've put a lot of focus on both my back and my legs, and I've seen results. So I would say they're my two favorite right now.
Well, I know anytime I talk to ladies, their favorite is leg day. I call y'all a mutant. You're a masochist. Anybody who likes leg day is I mean, it's tough because the legs are the ones the most to work on with, and that's tough to do. Back, shoulders, I think probably the most popular ones. Some ladies say they don't like chest too much, but every now
Yeah,
and
I
then,
take it or leave it.
yeah, or hamstrings. Those just as about tough. That's technically like leg day almost. That's working the hams. But I think
Yeah,
everybody has to work on those things that their strength as much as their weaknesses, because you really want to be the overall athlete when you come to shape.
yeah,
So this
that's
is
definitely true. And I've grown my legs over the last year or couple of years, I should say. So they were a lot smaller before. So I think leg day's been good for me, and hamstring day too. Can't miss that.
you can't miss anything. You have to be complete athlete. So this is a question to ask you, especially now you're gonna go to the show. And then afterwards, and I'm a fat man, I like food. What would be that thing that be
Shush.
calling you?